Right. Welcome everyone to the Cirencester Town Council Planning Committee meeting. Apologies for absence. I don't think there's anyone missing, is there? No. To appoint a vice chair for the Planning Committee, do I have any nominations? Yeah, you can nominate yourself, Jenny, yes. You were second in that, were you? Yeah. Yep. Any other nominations? No? All in favour then? Okay. Right. Declarations of interest and dispensations. You can always declare it as we go through the meeting if there's nothing specific at the moment. Minutes of the last committee on the 13th of June. Is everybody happy with those? Okay, yeah, right. All right, yeah. In that case, I shall sign a copy when I can find the right page.
Jenny, can you press your button to say that?
Oh,
I abstain, as I wasn't at the meeting.
I forgot to press the button to stop me speaking, but I'll be doing that all the time in a minute. Where the button is. Okay. Public participation. Do we have any public participation? No public participation. Member participation? No. Right. Item 7, neighbourhood plan and Cotswold District Council plans, standing item. Sian?
The community members are in the process of running some depth looks at the current Reg 14, which they are continuing to draft at the moment, and they should be finished with that process at the end of this week, and then there'll be another month where the consultant is working through those changes, and then it will be shared for input from councillors.
There's another meeting, isn't there, on the beginning of August sometime? Yeah, okay. Because the July meeting was cancelled. Okay. Applications. We've got a number of planning applications here and a number of recommended comments. He says, rattling the paper in front of the microphone. First application then is for 210 Stratton Heights, Stratton Cirencester, and the proposal is that no objection to the construction of extension to existing raised terraced area. Is everyone happy with that comment? Okay, there's a lot of nods, so we'll put hands up. There we go. Thank you. Next one then, 19A, Chesterton Lane, Cirencester. This is an outline application for erection of a replacement dwelling. And the proposal is no objection to the outline planning application in principle, but we await detailed planning application for comment, given the potential for overlooking and overshadowing of the properties most impacted. And we've had a similar application on this site already as an outline, and I think this objection is in line with what we said last time, isn't it? So we'll await the detailed application, then we'll know what it is that they. It's certainly causing some problems. Any? No. Well, has the potential to cause problems, I guess. The overlooking. The next application is actually one from the Town Council. So, please, for the Norman Arch listed building consent, internal and external refurbishment of the cottage. And as applicant, I don't think it's appropriate for us to comment on that one. That's agreed. We should not comment. And the Civic Society also made a comment on that one, didn't they? Which hopefully they will have passed on to the District Council in their own right. Oh, right. Okay. The next one then is 16 Shelford Close, erection of a replacement rear conservatory. The proposal is no objection to the erection of a replacement rear conservatory. The proposed replacement represents only a small increase in overall footprint, extending the left side of the existing conservatory space to link to the main building. The materials and design proposed for this single elevation extension are in keeping with the existing building. Are we happy with that as a comment? All those in favour? Yep. Okay. The next two applications I'll take together because they are both, I think, for exactly the same piece of work. One's the full application and the other's a listed building application for Mead House, 18 to 20 Thomas Street. Well,
it rattles in the window all the time. It's quite a noise.
You haven't pressed your...
Yes. Do I assume you... Yes. So, although actually it is for two... The comments are on two different bits, aren't they? Looking at it. So the first one, the listed building bit, is about the internal works, including reinstatement of stone tiled entrance floor, repositioning door openings, removing mezzanine floor and external works for the inclusion of an ornamental overthrow with the railings at the entrance and replace the kitchen windows. And on that we've got no objection to proposal for internal works. Proposed works are in keeping with existing building and will preserve this heritage asset for putting it to viable use consistent with its conservation. And then shall I go straight on to the other one, because actually that did include the external works, didn't it? The full application is for the external works for the ornamental overthrow with the railings at the entrance and replacing the kitchen windows. And on that one, we've got no objection to the proposal for external works for the inclusion of an ornamental overthrow with the railings at the entrance and replacement of kitchen windows. Cirencester Town Council previously submitted no objection to the change of use from offices, Class E, to 2 number residential dwellings, Class C3, and associated internal alterations on the grounds that the proposal is in line with the NPPF statement that in determining planning applications, local planning authorities should take account of the desirability of sustaining and enhancing the significance of heritage assets and putting them to viable uses consistent with their conservation. CTC feel that the proposed ornamental overthrow would be an enhancement of this Grade 2 listed building, with overthrows being a typical detail of 18th century railings. The applicant has referenced a surviving example of an original overthrow similar to that proposed for Mead House at nearby Dollar House. CTC is happy with the proposed kitchen windows and other external changes are in keeping with or matching the existing. I'll take the two together, as I say, because they are the internal and the external. Have we got any comments on that, or are we happy with those as the comments?
As long as they don't squeak.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I think the conservation officer will be pretty hot on making sure that the windows are of suitable replacement. So we're happy. All those in favour? Yep. 41 Foxes Bank Drive, erection of single-storey front and first floor rear extension with associated works. The proposed comment is no objection to the erection of single-storey front and first floor rear extension with associated works. The roof line is subservient to the original building and the scale and materials in keeping with the original building. There are no windows proposed to the sides of the first floor elevation, and with the proposed subservient gable end roof line, CTC is happy there will be no overlooking or significant shadowing of neighbouring property. Okay, we're all happy with that as a comment. All those in favour? Yep. Right. The next one then is Brackenrig, Borton Lane, Cirencester, erection of replacement conservatory with insulated roof. No objection to, this is a proposed comment, no objection to erection of replacement conservatory with insulated roof. There is no change to the footprint proposed, and the changes would create a more energy efficient and usable living space for residents. Are we all happy with that comment? Are all those in favour? Yep. Okay. Right. The next one then, 15 Queen Elizabeth Road, Cirencester. Erection of single-storey front extension and a first-floor side front extension. Widen vehicular access and associated works. The proposal here is no objection in principle to erection of single-storey front extension and a first-floor side front extension. Widen vehicular access and associated works. There appear to be other houses nearby, number 9 for instance, which have undergone similar works over the years, and the proposed extension will not result in any significant overlooking or shadowing, although we are concerned about the possible overshadowing to the front living room window at number 11, 45 degree. However, CTC would like to see the proposed roof line lowered by an appropriate amount to create a new roof line which is subservient to the existing. Do we want to have a look at this one just to clarify? Because most of it all looks fine. It's just yeah. So that's the rear extension on the left-hand side of the back of the property, and that's the front of the property. With the extension, first floor extension going all the way across to the left of the garage and to the boundary with number 11, and that's the first floor and comes out slightly further than their existing porch. And that, I think, is where we're concerned, possibly about the possible overshadowing. Ask the District Council to have a look at that one. Are we happy with that, or? Yep. Yep, all right. All right, all those in favour then? Yep. Okay, thank you. The next one is the Conservation Area 1 for Querns School, 19 Querns Lane, Cirencester. And that's for the tree T1, which is on the plan, maple tree to be reduced by approximately a third over the garden rooms on the side of number 19 only, and blended into the retained canopy of the owner's side at number 21. There's an interesting plan to look at where.
I think it's inappropriate.
What the plan?
Yeah.
Oh right, okay. I mean, they're not talking about an enormous amount of reduction of the tree.
No, it's just a stupid plan. I mean, it's just the trees in the middle of nothing. Yeah.
Better than some we've seen on conservation area applications. There was at least a plan. So the suggested comment there is no objection, subject to the views of the tree officer. I'm not a tree expert, so all in favour of that as the comment? Yep. All right, thank you very much. There were no further applications then. That's good. So we've also got notification of applications that were received in between meetings, which we had to send comments back on. I'm just trying to find them at the moment. Yeah, so there were a number of them. Most of them were the tree conservation ones, with the exception of 29B Gloucester Road, which was for demolition of an existing dwelling and replacement with two, I suppose in tandem is probably the right word to use, one behind the other. Where we've sent back comments on that, and I know the flood officer has made a comment about the treatment of surface water. So hopefully that is okay. And the others, we just say, we did object to one, which was 11 the White Way, because it was grounds the proposed extension wasn't subservient to the original building. Although we were happy with, in principle, we didn't think that it should be built quite as proposed. And
well, since the town council's mucked about with all the streams and things, and we had some pretty heavy rain and no one in the town got flooded, I think we need to sort of rethink things or be more careful, because I think things have changed a bit, that there's going to be less flooding. I'm just going to nag the district council until we get something done over the road on the churn. That's where we need to do it, because the Romans have mucked about with our side of the town. You know, well, it's been mucked about with ever since, and whatever you do mucks up something else. It's got to be done over the other side. And unfortunately, I started working on Andy Doherty at the district council, and he didn't stand for election this time, so I've got to start again.
Okay. I did also notice... Oh, no, it's all right, that's the next one. Number 9, then, is other matters, including correspondence. I don't think we've had any specific correspondence, have we? No. Which actually is number 10, okay. Number 11, then, is decision notices. I was pleased to see that the application for the enormous advertising hoarding by John States has been refused, although I was quite confused when I looked at the application details on the Cotswold portal, because it actually has got the decision notice on there, where it says about it being declined, and then says the reasons why it was approved underneath it, which worried me a little bit. I thought refusal was a refusal, not a, but here's the conditions. So, I mean, maybe we ought to take that up with the District Council Plan Officer and make sure that they actually have the correct decision notice on there. I know it went to committee at Cotswold, and I know that the officer's recommendation was actually for allowing it, subject to only about one condition, about the number of candela that it was allowed to emit, whereas we'd actually suggested that if they were going to approve it, there should be quite a lot of conditions on it, which I'd found from a similar application in Bristol, where they've had a big advertising hoarding, and there was all sorts of conditions about how often the advertising changed and stuff like that. Anyway, I was pleased to see that it looks like it was refused. And that actually takes us on, I believe, to the all-member briefing, which probably covers pretty much everything we decided, because it was fairly clear. Yeah. Okay. I can't see anything else on the agenda, so I'll declare the meeting closed.